This conference will now be
So let me share my screen. I'm going to share, take some other data set, and I'm going to explain you how to do that using KNN. Chatbot technology also you can use it using rather than something like your virtual agent, Ratnesh. He- Yes, you can use using ML also. You can do it by using your Google Dialogflow. All these things you can use it, and you can build your chatbot using ML. Using ML in the sense you will be using some other tools like your Dialogflow or Amazon's cloud and all. You can use it, and you can build your virtual agent. Means at the back end you can implement your algorithms. So I'm going to launch your Jupyter notebook. I'm going to start with
Yogesh,
yes,
how to download from the Python programs actually to PDF?
PDF.
Yeah, to want to convert the program to PDF or something.
PDF. I have not done it till now, to be frank.
Because I tried to do with the print option, but it's only printing the
Print option is
first.
only for print with respect to only one page, or it will
Yeah,
go to the next
generally
page once you give it that particular page.
it's printing only one page only. So there is no when you export to PDF any function is there.
No, 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 no. In R, Python, we don't have. In recently in R pubs, they have started that, but still, it is not yet confirmed. With respect to Python, R also, it is not working.
So if we want to share the program to you, what is the assignment? No? How we need to share
You should
actually?
share. You should share Jupyter Notebook itself directly.
Does that the okay
Yes, you should share the
Python
Jupyter Notebook
Python
only. Yes, Python
the,
Jupyter Notebook only you should share. So let me
so
just close this.
the file need to
Yeah.
send to you.
Yes,
Okay.
the file you need to send me, not the PDF format. You should send me the
Okay.
Jupyter Notebook.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Let me start Jupyter. So let us start with today's session, that is implementation of Canon. In when compared to your R, sometimes in your Python also feels that it is easy. So we'll try to see that. Just give me one sec. I'm using other system. Let me pull the file. Snipebase, pandas, pandas, schemes. Okay, Canon. Okay, nearest neighbor. So for implementation of your k nearest neighbor classifiers, pandas, numpy, matplotlib, all three are mandatory. Apart from that, some other libraries, what I'm going to show you is exclusively for some particular functions. See here, this particular library called as sklearn.neighbors. From sklearn.neighbors, you need to import a function called as kneighbors classifier. As I have told you that already, your k nearest neighbor knn is also your classification algorithm. The function name is called as your k neighbors classifier. That is a part of your sklearn.neighbors. That is one part. Coming to the second one, okay, let me just change my scribbling pad. Okay, so I don't know why my scribbling pad is not working. So let me check it out later. So now, so sklearn.neighbors is a package or a library. Under that, you are importing a library called a function called as kneighbors classifier, which is used for your exclusively for your knn, exclusively for k nearest neighbor classification. And apart from that, second line, I'm going to import a function called as train underscore test underscore split, which is used exclusively for splitting your data set into train and test. I'm going to import a function called as sklearn model dot selection. Under that, I'm going to import a function called as this particular function called as train underscore test underscore split. Train underscore test underscore split. Apart from that, this function is to calculate your confusion matrix. Like yesterday we built your cross table matrix, right? So you can use this confusion matrix. Apart from that, you can also use accuracy underscore score, that also you can import. So coming to this last one, it is used for your pre-processing in the sense it is used for your some particular function called as scale. If you want to do your scaling of your data, you can use pre-processing library function under sklearn. You can use a scale function also. So from this line of code, I'm going to import a data set called as read underscore CSV. So read underscore CSV is going to read your file, whatever you are going to specify, the path it is going to take in that. It is going to take with respect to that particular path. Let me just try to paste the path from my local system. And this is my file name called as empty cars. You can take any classification, it is same way, just I'm using this empty cars.csv. Empty cars.csv is a file which I am going to export it from my this particular path and storing it in a variable called as cars. So PD is not defined because I did not run this, it is going to give this error. Now if I'm going to run this, you are going to get importing your file to your cars library. So if I want to see what is there in your cars data set, you can click on this add function. Cars.add function will give you top 5 records. If I don't want to see top 5 records, I can also specify only 2 records and I can execute this. So your data is this. So if I want to get the column names, what is the function? To display just your column names?
Call names.
Call names. That is in RStudio, I guess, right?
No, in Python also.
Python also. Call names. Tell me the syntax. Let me write it. Cars dot call names.
Just
Satish, right? Data
yeah,
frame
yeah.
object has no attribute called as call names. What it is then? Anyone else? It is columns, right? It is your
Uh,
columns. So if you write this particular columns keyword, it is going to display the column names of the data set, whatever you are using. So this is how. So this one, I'm just going to make it as this thing. So here I want to specify which column to be my output, which column to be my input. I can choose whatever I want. So I'm going to choose with respect to my okay, this is your dimension part. So if you want to see how many records you're having, you can use a function called as cars.shape. Cars.shape function, I'm going to use it, and then I'm going to get how many rows and how many columns. I'm having only 32 records and 12 columns. 32 records and 12 columns. So this is, what does this do? What does this line of code does?
Checks for any zero value in the columns.
When we do the summation of a particular
Not,
column,
no,
is
no
it gives a
summation.
count of it gives a count of 0 values.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Now what about this?
It,
It will check whether your data set is having
it's null
empty.
null
value or not.
values. Null values means it is empty values or missing values. So it is going to check. So if it is false means there is no null values. If it is true, then it says that your data is having null values. So instead of saying like this each and every single record, I can write a function called as dot sum function. So this sum function will display if you have any particular column is having how many keywords, if how many missing values. If you're having one or no or like that, so it will be displayed like this. It will be displayed. Now coming to this, I'm going to choose some particular columns as my input, and not all the columns I'm going to use it as my input. You can choose, see, if you're having some 100 columns, you can choose some relevant columns as an input, and you can choose one of the column as your output. So here I'm going to choose this. What is this line of code does? Try to understand the syntax and tell me what does this line of code does.
For for X, it is selecting MPG, WT, gear, VS columns and assign it assign to X.
What about
And
this?
for
All rows.
Yes.
all columns.
So I'm sorry, all rows it is, right? First it is rows comma columns. So yes, rows, and this selected columns I'm going to put it into a variable called as X. So put into a variable called as X. So now let me just comment this. And what about this line? Here I'm going to choose all the rows, and I'm going to choose a column called as AM. AM stands
Only
for
column of
automatic start. AM. AM stands for whether your car is automatic or not. So I'm going to choose this X and Y. I'm creating 4 input variables as X and 1 output variable as M. So now instead of, okay, here I'm going to type as X. See, after that your X is being displayed, MPG, weight, gear and VS. And if you want to see your output, it is just your Y part. See, your output is your Y column. Your output is your Y column. That's it. I don't want to display all these things. I'm going to remove. So now you can see out of all the 12 columns or something, I've chosen only MPG, HP, whatever is required for my input. I've chosen only those columns, and only AM column. If it is 1, it is automatic. If it is 0, it is, non-automatic, manual car, like that. Okay. Now coming to your data. Like yesterday, we had a column called as benign and malignant, right? Similar to that. I want only output column as diagnosis, and remaining all the columns I need it as input variables. I need it as input variables. So this is your AM column. So what does this line of code does? This line.
Standardize X.
Yes, standardize your X. What is your X?
That
X
is
is the
MPG,
inputs, right?
WT, and gear and
variable.
Inputs. So you should not tell it as MPG, weight, gear, VS. You should tell it as input variables or independent variables. So I'm going to do scaling on this input data, that is your using a function called as preprocessing.scale. Actually, the function name is scale, which is a part of your sublibrary called as preprocessing. So I'm going to store in the same variable called as XC. Now let me just run once this X. See, how is your X? 21, 2.6 gear VS. Now I don't want to see in that way. I'm going to run this and then I'm going to delete here and I'm going to add it over here. See, now if I'm going to run this, everything will be converted into standardized format. 4 columns, right? MPG, weight, gear, VS. All the 4 columns have been converted into your what? Standardized format, and this is in the type of array format. This is in the type of array format. If you want to check the type, it is just type of X. So it is going to display as n-dimensional array. N-dimensional array. If you want, you can convert this also into your what? What is the function to convert that into? Yes, pd.data frame. See, when I am writing it as data frame, you should see D and F should be in caps, and I can give it as X. Now if you display X, it is in type this thing. Now if I choose this and sorry, if I paste it over here, it is going to show it as data frame. Earlier it was n-dimension array, now it is showing it as data frame. Now coming to your X underscore train, Y underscore train, X underscore test, and Y underscore test. So X train means input training data set, input test data set, output training data, output test data. Now, Rakesh, are you there? Rakesh, Manju, Ratnesh, Bharat, Devanshu, Sanjay. Okay. Now, if I run this line of code, try to understand my question. Here I'm going to use a function called as train underscore test underscore split. It is going to split your data set. It is going to split your data set based on your input X and output Y, and the size of your test data should be 30%. And this you can remove. It is not mandatory, because earlier version it was mandatory. Now in 3.6 it is not mandatory. So okay, 0.3 it should be. I can give it as 30% as your test data, 25%, whatever. I have given it as 0.3. 0.3. Now tell me, if I run this line of code, what will be the dimension of X underscore train? Very simple question. Others also please try, ping me your answers on private chat. See, I'm going to tell you once again, I'm going to split my data set into train, test, Y train, Y test, X train on basis of X column and Y column, or X data frame and Y data frame. And the size of the data set is 0.3. 0.3 is nothing but 30%. The test size will be 30%. Now I want you all to tell what is the dimension of X underscore train. I don't want 70%, 30% ratio. I'm asking you the number of records. You know how many records are there in data set, right? How many records we have in the data set? I've executed this line of code now. So I'm going to add one cell below this. Now if I X underscore train dot shape, if I run, what it should be? Tell me.
30. Okay, total number of rows.
Total number of rows are how many as of now in our data set? $32, right? Tell me how many rows will be there in your X underscore train dot shape. Very, very simple question.
9 rows will be there. 9 by
X underscore train dot shape. You are only telling your row and column. You should tell in rows and columns, right? Ping me your answers. Manju, Rakesh, Sanjay, Debanshu, Neha. Neha, you are telling total number of records in your data set. I'm asking X underscore train dot shape. Okay. Okay. Yes, I want rows and columns both. I want rows and columns both. S. Kumar, Satish Kumar, how you are getting 9:5? Tell me.
30% of the.
Fine, 30% is fine, but how are you getting 5 columns? You're having only 4 columns in your X, right?
Yeah, okay.
4 columns, right? So out of how many records? Out of totally 32 records, 70% of 32 records. 70% of 32 records is 22. It is 7 3 is 21 point something. So that's the reason it is rounded off to 22. So what will be your X underscore test dot shape? Fast. X underscore test dot shape. It will be 10 into 4. Now coming to this Y underscore train dot shape. Sorry. Now tell me. Y underscore train dot shape. Y underscore train dot shape. Bharat, wrong.
22.
You're telling only rows. What about your columns? It should be 22 bar 1, right? 22 bar 1,
Yeah.
right? Because you're having only one
Yes.
column, right?
Yeah, one column.
Y underscore test will have 10. That's it. Yep. So now if you just display your Y underscore test, it will display your first column. That's it. It will display your first column. That's it. So clear for everyone. So now you have splitted your data set into X underscore train, X underscore test, Y underscore train, Y underscore test. Everything is done. Now you need to implement your K nearest neighbor classifier. So K nearest neighbor KNN algorithm is stored in a variable by using a function called as K neighbors classifier. K neighbors classifier, you can use a function which is a part of your sklearn.metric part, and you can see here what is this n underscore neighbors is equal to 1. It is your K value. Yesterday we discussed, right? It is your K is equal to 11, K is equal to 8, K is equal to 5, K is equal to 20. Here you should specify how many numbers or how many neighbors you want. How many numbers of neighbors you want? I can change it to 3, 5, 4, whatever it is. K is equal to 3. Metric is equal to, it is calculated based on your Euclidean distance. I'm going to run that. And I'm building a model by using this line and storing it in a variable called as model underscore KNN. Model underscore KNN. Now, the second line is choosing the model name, and fit. Fit is a function which you are fitting your data set on your X underscore training data set, and you are comparing the output with respect to your Y underscore train. Y underscore train is having AM column, whether it is automatic or manual, 0 or 1. So you're building your model on this training data set, and the results obtained by this X underscore train, then you should check whether it is correctly matching with your actual values. So this is your output column and this is your input columns, and you are building a model on this model underscore KNN and you are fitting it. So I'm going to execute this line of code. This line of code means your model has been built. Your model has been built, that is model underscore KNN is built on your training data set. What about this line of code? Please see, I'm spending almost every day one algorithm. I'm taking time. So please try to understand what is this line of code does. Yeah, predict is fine because you can read that predict. What about this? And what about this? Tell me, explain me this line of code. Unmute yourself and explain me this line of code.
The X
You
test
know,
data is it's used for this model.knn.predict is used on X. That is 30%, which why we are stable, right? We are using on that.
means you are telling that whatever the model we have built, that is model underscore KNN. So this model, you are going to build it on, sorry, this model is already built, model underscore KNN. So you are predicting the model on your test data set, means whether the model, whatever you have built it on your training data, whether is it correctly predicting on your test data set or not. You are checking in that way. That's it. So instead of this, I'm going to change this into train. So I'm going to build my model on this training data, and I'm also testing my train data itself. Train data itself, I'm going to check, and I'm going to store it in a variable called as y underscore predict. Still, I'm not gone for testing my test data set. I'm still testing it on my, still checking the training data, checking on the training data itself, checking on the training data itself. So here I need to change it to y underscore train, y underscore train. So if you run this, it is this confusion underscore matrix is going to create your confusion matrix table, which is going to give you y underscore train as your x-axis and your predicted value on your y-axis. It will be like this. It will be like this. Means your actual value will be like this. So here it will be your actuals, and here it will be predicted. Okay. So now it will be automatic 0 or 1, 0, 1. It will be displaying like this. If it is 0, 1 year. So if it is 0, 0, for example, it will be like this. It is going to display. So that is what you are going to do it on your training data set. How many values will be there in this? It will be not with respect to only 10 records. We are testing out in your training data set. It will be 22 records. It will be 22 records. You can see here. 13 plus 9 is 22 records. What is the accuracy of your model by seeing this? What is the accuracy of this model?
100%.
100%. So your training model is telling it as 100%. 100%. But you should also test it on, test data set. You should also test it on test data set. So now if I want to test it on my test data set, here I am going to use this. Sorry. Here I am going to test it for my test data set. Test y underscore predict. Y underscore predict, here we have already tested it on your training data. We cannot run the same thing. So I'm going to copy this and add one more cell below this. Add one more cell below this. And then I'm going to add x underscore test. And here I'm going to put it as predict 1. Here I'm going to put it as y underscore predict 1. That's it. So here, instead of passing it as y underscore train, I'm going to pass it as y underscore test. And here I'm going to put it as y underscore predict 1. Now you are testing it on this 10 records, whatever we have created as a test data set, right? So based on that, we are going to create it. So I'm checking my accuracy of my model, final model. How much is my accuracy of the final model?
90%.
It is how much?
90%.
90%. How did you get the accuracy?
5 plus 4 is 9.
5 plus 4 is 9. 9 divided by 10.
Yeah.
9.
100%. Sorry.
Yes, 100.
100.
It is 90%, right? Rakesh. 5 divided by
Yeah,
4.
yeah.
5 plus 4 is 9 divided by 10. Y underscore predict 1. predict 1. See, true, true, true. Out of 10 records, you're checking wherever there is false. How many records we are having false prediction? Here it is only 1, right? So your 20th record is having false prediction. That's it. So if you don't want to see this, you can use a function called as np.mean. np dot, it is your this part. Got it? So open your Jupyter notebook, everyone. Please open your Jupyter notebook. I want
Yogesh,
you all
sorry.
to, yes.
If you don't mind, can you repeat this whole program once again?
Whole program.
Yeah, it was a little bit
Okay.
confusion this one.
So this is your libraries, right? You know this
Yeah.
line?
Yeah.
This is your libraries. So I'm going to import a dataset called as empty_cars.csv into a variable called as cars. Into a variable called as cars. I'm going to display my first 5 records by using a function called as head. Clear until this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, and this is just to display how many records you're having with respect to rows and columns. And especially coming to this point, you're using your dataset name cars. You're checking, is there any null in my data set? You're checking is null function. If your data set is having any is null, means your data set is having any missing values, then it is going to take the count of that missing values for that particular column. Clear this part? Satish.
If you get any null values here, so what we'll
See,
do
for
actually?
example, in your MPG, if you're having MPG column, in MPG column you're having 1 or 2 null values, you'll be getting it as how many null values are there, you're going to get a count of that.
So are you going to delete that one and null values later?
No, I'll show you that also. I'll show you that also in some other time, but not in this algorithm. You can replace with your mean function. I'm going to show you how you can replace that also. I'm going to show you in one of the function I'm going to take, and I'm going to show you that in different algorithm. And if you're having, for example, in HP column, you're having 10 missing values, you'll be getting it as, okay. Let me just open your data set here. What I'll do is, see, okay, let me put HP column. I'm going to save it as one more file. That's it. Okay. I'm going to save it. So I'm having 2 missing values in HP column. Meanwhile, everyone, please open your Jupyter notebook. So here, I'm going to read it as empty cars1.csv and store it in a variable called as cars1, for example. Okay. So HP, right? You can see here, we deleted 2 records, right? Blank values that has been displayed.
Yeah.
Means how many records are having null values, missing values, that will be taken as a count. If I remove this, some function, it will give it as true or false. In your HP column, you will be seeing some true function. See now. See here. In HP column, we have removed true, right? 2, right? See here. True means it is null. It is null. I don't want to see each and every record, so I'm going to use this function. Got it, Satish, now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm not going to that cars1. I'm going to use regularly as your cars listing. So this MPG column, weight column, gear and VS column, I'm going to choose that as your input column. Input column. You can choose any column, but I'm choosing this. Let me just choose as my gear column, for example. Gear.
Yogesh, what does LOC?
Location.
LOC is your location part.
Okay.
Okay. So here I'm going to choose MPG weight, gear HP I'm going to choose, for example. So, and this in this particular location, I'm going to choose all the records with respect to this particular column. So I'm going to create it as input data set. And this VM is my output data set. I'm pre-processing my input data, that is nothing but my scale function, standardizing. And also I'm converting that into data frame.
Data frame.
Now, if you want to split your data set, you can use a function called as train_test_split. This part. And you should specify your input and output. One sec, give me 1 sec. Hello. So here I'm going to create 4 variables: xtrain, xtest, ytrain, ytest, and I'm going to split my data set using train_test_split function, and I'm specifying my input and output, and I'm specifying the test size. Input size of my test data set should be 20% or 25%. For example, now I'm changing it as 20%. And I'm going to create 4 variables. One is train, one is test, one is ytrain, one is ytest. So xtrain will have input of training data, xtest will have input of test data, ytrain will have output of ytraining data, y_test will have ytest. So I'm going to create this. Now if you see, y_test will have this many records because I've changed it to 20%, right? So out of 32 records, 7 records will be your test data set. Because it is 20%. 32 twos are 6.4. It is rounded off to 7. Now based on this data, you are going to implement your k-neighbors classifier, that is k-neighbors classifier, and this is you are specifying how many nearest neighbors you need. For example, I have given it as 3, and now I can change it as 5. And based on your Euclidean distance, it is going to calculate the nearest neighbor and store it in a variable called as model_knn. The second line, you are using that model and you are fitting it on your input data, that is your x_train, and you should compare with your output of your input data, y_train. I'm going to execute this. Now, after building that, directly you can test it on test data itself, but for my confirmation, I'm just for you all to show what is this changes has to be done. I'm just using it on my training data itself, and I am predicting. So if you run this y_predict, it is going to, these are your predicted values, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. Means you should compare this with your, y_train or test. Train, because we are built with respect to x_train. So if I run this, you are going to get true. See, 1 false is there, 2 false, 3 false is there. Totally, there are 3 false out of how many records in your training data? Out of 32, 7 records is no, Bharat. We have changed it to 20%, Bharat. We have changed it to 20%, right? So out of 32, 7 records is your test data. Remaining is 25 records. 25 records. If you want to see that, you can just use this train dot shape. See, 25 records. That's it. $25 records. So here I am going to test it on my test data set. So if you want to see the accuracy, you can directly write with respect to your training model accuracy rate. You can check it here. Here only writing it as np dot mean. It will be 22 divided by 25. So it is 88% accurate because we have changed your n value also, right? Nearest neighbor we have kept it as 5. So similarly, I'm going to predict for test data set also and giving it as y underscore predict 1. And here also I can change it as y underscore predict 1 equal to y underscore test. np dot mean. np dot mean. It is 57%. See, just 57% because I've given some values and also I've changed it to 20%. I've added one more variable, so it is going to vary. So if you change this, you are going to get your training models. This I want to change it for test. If you want to change it for test, you can give it as here. So see, there are approximately out of 7 records, 3 records you are having wrong classification. 4 divided by 7. 4 divided by 7. 4 divided by 7 is 57%. And this one you got it as, sorry, y underscore train, you got it as how much? You got it as how much? 88%, right? So 88%. So it is totally how many records? 25 records. So 25 out of 25, how many are wrong predictions? 3 are wrong predictions. It will be 22 divided by 20. It will be 88%. It will be 88%. So same I have just written here. That's it. 57%. Clear, Satish?
Yeah.
Okay. So open your Jupyter notebook. I'm going to share you the codes now. Not the codes. I'm going to share you the data set. Just try to do this in the class itself. I'm going to give you 20 minutes of time. It is not that much difficult. I want you all to do this. I'm not going to send you the code. I'm just sending you the data set. Just check down your mails. Start executing this. Now it is 8:20, 8:45. I want you all to complete it. Just start implementing. Open your Jupyter notebook. Me chapati madami.
Yogesh, what needs to be checked with this?
Nothing. You should practice this in the class. Based on this, I'm going to give you the cancer data set. You should implement it in Python and you should send me by next Sunday.
Okay.
As of now, same data set.
Okay.
are you doing? Manju, Bharat, Sanjay, Ranjini. This should be your local path. Don't copy paste. Whatever I've written, don't just type it. It will not work.
Request, can you scroll down? It's done. Can you?
And egg function, shape function and all, you need not have to wait for me. Only the new function whatever I've used is only is null dot sum.
Yeah. Go down. Yogesh, can you scroll down?
Down. Yes or no?
Yeah,
It is
yeah, done. Can you?
832. This is just cast.get function, cast.shape, cast.is null,
Yeah, it's done.
solve
Done.
function.
It's done.
You should concentrate from here, especially from this point, what I'm going to take as input variables and output variables.
Yogesh, you have given the same data set,
Done,
and
Rakesh, you can share your screen. I'm going to give a presenter access.
Yogesh.
Is as it, you can change it to 20, 25, 30. There's no mandate that you should follow 30 or 25. You can use it as per your requirement. I'm going to scroll down.
Yogesh, in pre-processing, I'm getting an error here.
Manju, what is your test data size or train data size? Because your array is giving almost 16 plus 28 records, right? What was the size
Yeah.
of your test data?
It is 0.1. Test size is 0.1. 10%. Yogesh, can you hear me?
What is the test size, Manju? What is your
It
test
is
size? Test data size?
10%, Yogesh. .1.
Manju, you're not audible, Manju. One sec. Just give me a sec. Yeah, tell me, Manju.
0.1. Yogesh?
Yes. Yes, Manju.
Hi. Yeah, 0.1 is a test size.
Oh, you're taken only 10%. Fine.
Yeah.
Then fine. Not a problem.
Okay.
So Ram, actually you have taken your HP column as 2. That's the reason, because I did not use that cars1, right? See here also, if I change it to cars1, and here if I change it to cars1, here if I change it to, okay, this one I'm going to see, I'm going to get that error. So that's the reason I did not show you with respect to missing values. See, input contains NaN. As of now, just learn this. Remove that. Don't replace with that.
Okay. So you want to remove that null and
Give some values. So that's the reason I sent
okay,
you the
fine.
original data set, right? What if you get
Yeah.
missing values? What you have to do, I'm going to show you in the next coming libraries. One day I'm going to take with respect to missing values what you should do. You can replace
Okay,
with
fine.
mean, you can replace with median, or you can replace with your mode, whatever you want, you can replace it.
Fine. Okay, then
Rakesh,
I'll
is
do
it
that.
done? Rakesh, is it done? Bharat, is it done? Malhari, Sanjay, Neha, Ranjini, Imran, Ratnesh. So don't take this into consideration, because how about others getting the same error due to, yeah, that is the reason I'm telling you, don't.
Yeah, also got the same error.
Okay, Rakesh, not a problem. Office, fine. Getting the same error due to null values. So put some values. So until and unless you type it, you will never learn. You will never learn. Okay. Bharat is saying something. Okay, package list lock with any missing label will arise key error in function. You can use reindex as an alternative.
The name
So
preprocessing is not definitely showing when you run the scale.
didn't you run this library called as sklearn.preprocessing?
Yeah, run already.
If you run that, you'll not get that error. So did we do decision trees?
No, tomorrow I'll do.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll try to do decision trees, and tomorrow we'll be having only 1 hour session. It will be from 7:30 exactly. Please try to connect correctly at 7:30 p.m. and we'll close at 8:25 exactly. 8:25. So I'm going to send you this data set. Empty cards I already sent. I'm going to send you this code. Please try to do it, this code. And also I'm going to share you the yesterday's code and the data set with respect to R. Okay. I want you all to use that cancer data set. Yesterday we created, right? We diagnosed with whether a patient has been diagnosed with benign or malignant. So you should use that data set called as cancer data set, and then you should implement it in Python. You should implement it in Python. Can you do it? Bharat, what is that? You are getting an error like that? Or what it is?
Yeah, Yogesh, if I load the X with the columns MGP, weight, gear, and HP, I'm getting this error.
It should not be right. Can you
Yeah,
send me the screenshot of that?
Sure, yeah. I'll send you.
Okay. See, I'm going to send you this code now. Please, if you're getting some error, please go through this. Along with that, what you should do is, you should also implement the same code, Python code for what you haven't received, Manju?
Yesterday's recording we did.
No.
Yogesh,
Today I'm
yesterday's-
going to, today it will be updated because there is some issue with the GoToMeeting. So it will be updated by tonight. Okay, I'm going to share this file called as KNN and also yesterday's data set. That is your cancer data set. Based on that, you should build your KNN using Python for that data set. For that data set. I'm going to do is I'm just taking it as and I'm just downloading it. This one, and also I'm going to share you the data set called as related to your cancer data set. R code also I'm sharing you. Please try to practice these three. I'm sharing you the R markdown file also. Okay, I've sent you the mails. Please practice it and send me the cancer prediction for. Yes, I'll be sending that also. Got it, Bharat? What was the error, Bharat?
Yeah, Yogesh, I have given the wrong column name.
Yeah, I thought because you told me when you told instead of MPG you told it as MGP. I thought the column name was wrong.
Yeah, yes. That's a mistake.
Okay, fine. So that is, see, as it is your programming, you should give the same column name, same index, each and everything should be same. As it is case sensitive, it is case sensitive. So please make sure that you complete it and you can send me the screenshots. See, if you send me the screenshots, I'm not telling that you are doing it or something, but it is for your satisfaction. You should send me. That's it. If you don't practice, you will be under loss. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to have 7:30 to 8:25, and tomorrow we are going to discuss a topic called as decision trees. And some of them are from computer science background. Just make sure that you just refresh your mind once, go back to your college days and refresh what is decision trees. Tomorrow there will be an important question for computer science guys. Okay. Thank you all. Good night. And some of them I have not sent the screenshots. Please try to send the screenshots.